nervous.
Don't be nervous.
The harmonizing is stupid.
The harmonizing is crazy as hell. Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 2 of Henosis Talks, and today I'm here with my bestie, Alex.
Hi.
Alright, and today we're going to be talking about a little bit of shadow work, some self-love, and we're going to dabble in a little bit of relationship talk. Because this one over here, she be spitting the stuff. She be spitting the stuff.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So we got to get into these conversations real quick. You got any introductions, anything you want to say to get this started? Nah.
It's so funny. It's like whenever there's not a camera, I don't shut up. When there's a camera, it gets so awkward.
When it comes to talking?
Yeah.
Because now when it comes to dancing, this would be dancing up a storm in front of the camera. Exactly.
Right. But even then, I get nervous at first until it's like you're nervous and then you start and then you're not nervous.
Yeah.
It's like that always happens. Even when I used to do dance today, I would have to spend like a good.
I forgot you literally sit in front of the camera.
Girl, the amount of things I've done. I was literally talking on the phone with my friend last night saying I've done so many things in the past few years.
Your resume is long.
And it's like my non-dance resume is more interesting than my dance resume. That's the funny part. Like I was talking to my friend last night that it was like, going through all my shit, moving. I was going through everything, and it's like I have 2 failed businesses. I did the corporate life. I was
2 failed businesses. I got 2 failed businesses.
2 failed businesses.
Okay.
I did the corporate life. I was a waitress. I was a bartender. I was a cheer coach. I was like, I've done so many different things. It's, Yeah. So that's my introduction, I guess.
That's your introduction. All right. So we're going to get into this topic of shadow work. Coming strong. All right. Shadow work can sound very intimidating to people. How would you personally define it?
That's a great question.
Because you've been doing it for a while. You've been doing it since you were 13?
I've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Like, it literally gets to a point where it's like sometimes I'm just tired. Because I was like, I'm just tired. Like, shadow work is just, let me answer the question first before we go off into the topic of shadow work. Okay. I would say defining shadow work is like facing the entirety of yourself in the most vulnerable way, but not even just yourself. It's facing you. It's like facing your own personal life, your own traumas, your experiences, like self-awareness, taking accountability for everything within yours. But then once you get through your own I feel like there's like levels to it. Once you get through your own first few levels of doing your own shadow work and your own personal journey, it's like shadow work then becomes like understanding and seeing and being able to understand and sympathize with other people's traumas and other people's experience. But I would say the shadow work part comes in when it's like, it's not even just you and your own traumas and experiences. It's you doing shadow work almost for your family too. Like that's been like the most recent level I've been in, where it's like, because everything's connected. So it's like the way that your great grandma was traumatized, she traumatized her children who traumatized their children who did that. And it's like not even intentional, but that's where generational curses and generational trauma comes from. So it's like, it's like, it's not even just about you anymore. Everything's connected, so it's always way bigger than you. So shadow work isn't even, I think now people get it confused because on social media it sounds cute to say it's a personal journey because everything is so selfish now and everything's so self-centered that our lives are about us. But it's like, really, the more you do shadow work and the more you heal yourself and the more you fix yourself, it's way bigger than you. Like, even for myself, there's times where I don't want to keep doing shadow work, but then I think of my kids and I'm like, I have to. Like, I can't pass on the shit that I'm carrying. Like, I just can't. It's wrong. So, I don't even know how to properly define it. It's like facing you. And I guess it's facing you and facing everything that has come together to make you you. In its full entirety, in its full authenticity, vulnerability, intimate. It's ugly. It's not cute. It's not cute at all.
It's ugly, but it's part
freeing.
of the journey, so it's freeing.
It's freeing. It's ugly, but it's freeing. I'll say that much. That's for sure.
What I would define shadow work is, actually, I didn't know that shadow work was the term until talking to you. Until I met you, I didn't know that shadow work was the term of just working. Like, basically what I define it as in my head is just like working on yourself and working on the things that made you, which would be like the trauma that you've experienced and things like that. And taking time to actually like sit down, write it down, dissect yourself to see like what are the things that you need to heal? What are the things that you need to work on? What are the things that you need to grow in?
Honestly, I wouldn't even, that's why it's like when I talk about things, I'm not an expert in anything at all.
Yeah, that's why I say this is my perception of it. This is my reality of it, what I would say that it is. But, you know, everyone got their own definition.
I've never even searched up the definition of shadow work.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know what it means.
I've never even searched for the definition of shadow work. I just watch a lot of informational videos on different things, and then I have my own life experiences, but I'm not an expert on anything. So even like definition of shadow work is my definition and my experience, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Shit, we could search it up and it'd be something completely different.
Yeah, but wrongs and rights are all like subjective.
Right, but I didn't know what it was until social media, which is where I think social media is good and bad, because sometimes it has people self-diagnosing themselves with shit and just like the whole negative side of social media. But I do like that it does bring a lot of conversations to like just to the forefront. Like there's a lot of things that we think are crazy, like when it comes to the shadow work and all that stuff. I thought I was crazy, and then I saw certain things on social media and I was like, oh, this is normal for people who are just trying to fix themselves and just trying to fix their trauma. And it's like when you have a certain level of trauma, it's like you can't not fix it. Like you literally just can't ignore it. Like the way it affects you, you just can't ignore it. You can't pretend like everything's normal. So it's like you have no choice but to do shadow work, even if you don't know that's what you're doing.
Unless you just want to sit in your misery. Unless you just want to sit in your misery and you're like, I don't want to fix this, and you want to pass down the trauma. But I mean,
honestly, I have grace for so many people. People who don't want to fix it, I get it, because it's not.
It's hard and it's scary. It's the people that are just truly nervous and scared because they don't feel like they can or feel like it's possible to fix it, even though that it is. You just have to take that first step.
Well, I think what I've noticed as I've talked to a lot of people, and it's like, because I've met so many different people in so many different walks of life with all the different jobs I've done and just in all the different spaces I've been. With my most recent job, the like corporate 9-to-5 one. All I was doing was meeting with people, and if I was to have coffee with somebody in their 30s, that was like, someone's close to my age. Like I was talking to everybody 40s plus, 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s, 80s sometimes. Like I was talking and taking them to coffee, and we'd have coffee for like an hour. Sometimes our meeting was only scheduled for an hour, and we'd end up talking for 3-4 hours. Like that's how good our conversations would be. And I've noticed I don't think sometimes it's that people are scared of it. I think sometimes people just come to a level of acceptance where they're like, this is just how I am, and that's okay. So it's not that, I'm scared to change myself. They just don't feel the need to put in the work to change themselves. Like they've reached a level of acceptance with who they are and how their experiences have shaped them. And a lot of people don't even want to acknowledge how their experiences really have shaped them.
I was about to say, some people are just not even aware that it could be better. Like this is all they know, so they're just living in that truth of what they know.
And they just find acceptance, or they settle with that thought process.
But that just makes me sad in a way, because I'm just like, it is better out there. So I want that for everybody to see, that it's better out there. So I want them to realize that.
It's sad, but honestly, I truly understand. The older I get, the more I experience life, it's like I truly understand that thought process, though, of just reaching acceptance of where you're at. Obviously, I'm not doing it, and I'm not going to do it, but I have no intention of getting to that point. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen. But I really do understand it. I really do understand it.
I can understand it, but I can't resonate with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to resonate with that, because then that's going to be me promoting it, and I can't, like, everyone has free will to do what they want to do, but I'm always going to push for someone to be better than what they think they can do.
Yeah, and I agree, but I don't think you have to resonate with someone in order to connect with where they're at.
Oh, yeah, no, that's, yeah.
Because it's like, what I enjoy about people, even if I don't resonate with them, is like, I still want to fully learn about your experience and like why you are the way you are. And, you know, even if you reach that point of acceptance, like what made you reach the point of acceptance? So it's like, even if I don't resonate with people, I think there's still a connection to either be formed or just to explore. Yeah, I don't know. It's like what we were saying earlier, that people, you know, just people to people connection is what makes life.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly, the energy exchange, community. Since you mentioned grace, this is actually a perfect question that's next. How can people tell the difference between avoiding their shadows and giving themselves grace? Ooh. Like, when do you know you actually doing this stuff for real, or?
That's a great question. Because I ask myself that all the time.
Am I giving myself grace, or is this?
So, you know what's funny too? Christian and I were talking about that last night, because we were talking about like discipline versus balance, and when the discipline becomes punishment.
Sometimes I do. No, actually, I can't say I've done that to myself. I've done it in the past, but as of now, I know better not to have it as a punishment, because then that's gonna
it takes
backfire.
away the purpose of discipline.
That's gonna backfire. I know it's backfired before, so I know it's gonna backfire again.
Yeah, because discipline really is a form of self-love.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I always struggled with discipline. I'm like very hyper-focused when I'm interested in something. Like when I'm passionate about something, I'm extremely hyper-focused. Whether it's like watching dance things or when I'm like all the different avenues I've taken, when I'm passionate about something, I'm very hyper-focused. But when it comes to like being disciplined and things that I don't want to do, I used to semi-struggle with it until I started like viewing it as a form of self-love. And then with viewing it as a form of self-love, it's like I also grew up with a very unhealthy relationship with discipline for a lot of obvious reasons. Yeah. So I grew up with it. Because, that's one thing about, listen, actually going back on the topic on shadow work is like one thing about shadow work is that the more you heal yourself, we were also talking about that last night, the more you heal yourself and the more you fix yourself, it's like there's so much grief that comes with it for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time I unlock
let go of so much.
Not even to let go. It's like realizing how bad an experience really was. Mm-hmm. Like the more I heal myself and the more I study myself and analyze like where certain things affect me in what spaces and in what areas of my life, it's like the more I realize how bad certain experiences and things were. Like I would think like, oh, it wasn't that bad, and then the more I heal myself, I'm like, oh, poor little girl. Like I just want to give little me a hug, and like little me in all its forms, from 5 years old all the way till last year. Like I literally want to give every version of myself a hug, because it's like you really, with shadow work, I think that's what makes shadow work so hard, in my opinion. And I actually wanted to ask you that. What have you found is the hardest part of like the whole shadow work process? I don't want to keep saying shadow work just in case you're misusing it. But just like with the whole process of healing yourself, like for me, it has been dealing with the grief of the person who experienced it, because it's like in the moment you never realize how bad it is until you're out of it, and then it really hits you how bad a lot of things were. Yeah. And it's like every time, at least for me, it's like I feel like every time I reach a new level of who I am or a new version of myself, it's like the new version of myself will start processing something I've already processed, an experience I've already processed. But now that I'm older, I'm more mature, I meet healthy people, I meet people that I actually feel safe with for the first time in my life. It's like, oh, that shit was really bad. So yeah, there's so much grief that comes in healing. There's so much grief that comes in healing. That's probably one of the hardest things I had to learn, and then that's why I also learned grace. So I think having to deal with the amount of grief that I was experiencing, the more I was healing, it's like helped me learn grace. Because I used to have grace with everybody but myself. Like, I mean, you know how I am. I'll literally have grace for a fucking ant. But when it comes to me, it's like zero grace.
Like, I gotta.
Right, you gotta work harder. You gotta do more. But I also realized not only did I have an unhealthy attachment, an unhealthy experience with discipline. It's just like, I was abused. Like I was abused as a kid. I thought it was only in high school. Then I realized it started in middle school, and it was way longer than I thought. Yeah. And it affected me in so many, even now to this day, like every day I realize something different.
Same.
Yeah. Man, and let me tell you, sometimes, I'm not going to say people use the word lightly, but shit. Yeah. People who are abused and just go about their day, everyday, normal life, it's like, people have no idea how much strength that takes. Yeah. Like, people will call you strong, but it's like, if you think I'm strong, you don't even know a fraction of the battles I deal with.
Yeah, you don't even know.
You have no idea. Because it's like, having to heal from abuse, especially like from a young point, like from a very young age, it's like, it literally rewires your entire brain. So it's like, in order to heal from it, I had no choice but to learn grace. And I learned grace through a healthy relationship with discipline that I learned with myself through working out. And I realized that it was like, because you know how people, like, you go on social media and people are like, ugh, when it comes to discipline and being too much about it. And it's like, you just burn yourself out. And I did that. So then I was like, after being burnt out, I was like, okay, if I'm burnt out, clearly something's not working. Because I'm also one of those people that it's like, when things aren't working, I'm not going to force it to work. I'm just going to find a way that it works. Because if it's not working, it's not working. I'm not going to try, like, what's the saying that it's like insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result? Yeah. I'm not doing that. So once I got burnt out, I was like, oh, so clearly this level of discipline is unhealthy, because then I wouldn't be burnt out. When I find like that perfect balance of discipline, grace, and life and enjoying life, that's when I have the most energy ever. Yeah. I slept 2 hours and I'm chilling because we danced all night. And that's passionate. I fueled my soul, so now I'm going to have energy the entire day. Yeah. So it's like finding the balance Yeah, finding the balance with discipline and grace is super important. But honestly, I didn't learn grace until I had no other option but to learn grace. Like, I was in such a dark place. What month are we in? August? I was in such a dark place like April, May of last year, and June, July. I was just in a really dark place last year. It was like, I don't think I could have gotten out of that place if I didn't learn grace. Like, yeah, I think God puts us in positions to learn whatever you need to learn for your next season of life or for your future seasons of life, which that's what I've seen in all my experiences, all the traumas, the good, the bad, everything like that. It's like, it's taught me either characteristics or something that I needed to carry on for the future. And literally last year, the place I was in, I had no other choice but to learn grace. Yeah, that's why I was even telling my friend when I was like moving all my things and, you know, like it's going through a lot of memories, really, that's what it is. And having to let go of a lot of memories and throw out a lot of shit. I can't take everything with me to LA. That it's like, I really feel like I've been able to figure things out just because I listen to myself. Like, and Tiana Taylor, she was just talking about this in a video saying how, like, she loves until she has nothing to love, like, has no more love to give. She gives until there's nothing left to give. And it's like, I feel like when it comes to discipline, we try to be strict on ourselves and strict on our emotions, when really if we just took a step back and listen to ourselves, listen to our, like, consciousness, listen to your soul. Like, your soul will tell you what you need to do. Spend some time in isolation and it'll tell you what you need to do. So it's like, I don't decide when I learn grace. God decides when he puts me in the position to learn grace. So it's like, yeah, I don't even know how to explain how to learn grace. It's just, I had no choice but to learn it. I could explain ways and like things that I practiced to learn it, but I can't act like I woke up one day and I was like, today I'm learning grace. Nah. I literally had no choice but to learn grace if I still wanted to move forward with life. Like, I had to learn it. There was no option. So yeah, that's like I don't know if that answered the question.
Did it answer the question? Oh, I mean, it was like, how can people tell the difference between avoiding their shadows and giving themselves grace? You know. You can tell. You feel it in your gut.
Yeah, that came from, you know.
Yeah. You can kind of feel like when you like playing yourself a little bit, like when you actually put in the work and then when you're bullshitting.
Right, because you know when it's grace and you know when it's an excuse.
Yes.
When you have to, I feel like when you have to banter, unless you're still healing from certain type of things, at first I had to banter with myself for grace. So I don't want to say if you have to banter with yourself, that's it, it's an excuse, because that's not true. Even now, sometimes I still struggle with giving myself grace. And it's not that I'm giving myself excuses, but it's just like, you know when you're giving yourself excuses.
Yeah.
And even then, if it's like, at least for me, what I would do, I'm like, is this an excuse or am I giving myself grace? And I sit with it for a second, and it's like, once again, isolation. Sit with things. I feel like we don't sit with things long enough. Like, we're so quick to find an answer and find this, find that. Just sit with it. Like, literally just sit with it. Like, go somewhere, be quiet, and exist in silence. Don't have music, and just sit with the thought. Pray about it. If you don't believe in God, higher power, just sit with it. Like, just sit with things. Like, you know if it's grace or if it's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I feel like you just know. You just know. I feel like excuses come with guilt. Grace is like freeing. So
if you feel a little bit of guilt, that's how you know you're playing yourself, that you're not putting in the real work.
Possibly.
If you feel a little bit of guilt.
Possibly. Because once again, it really depends. That's why that's a really hard question to answer. Because it's like, when I was first learning to give myself grace, even now, just enjoying life.
You would feel guilty for giving yourself grace?
Yes. Even now, just enjoying life, I feel guilty. Like, I feel like if I'm not providing value through my work or productivity or whatever, sometimes I feel guilty. So it's like, that's where there's really no proper way of answering. The only way to answer that question, if you're giving yourself grace or an excuse, is sitting with yourself and learning yourself. Like, you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's why when we were talking yesterday, it was like, you just have to know yourself. Like, even when you give your word to things, like, you just have to know yourself to know, are you going to cancel? Are you going to do this? Like, is this an excuse? Is it grace? Like, it's really... And it's not a matter of answering a simple question, how do you know if this is grace or discipline or excuses or whatever. It's more of like, how well do you know yourself? Learn yourself more, and that's going to be the answer to a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that
No, that answers perfectly. That's just you and me. That's both of our answers right there. Ooh. In your experience.
Scared of that one.
In your experience, how do unhealed shadows show up in relationships, either platonic or family or romantic? Like, how do basically your unhealed self, how does that show up in relationships?
That's a great question.
It definitely be showing me a mirror. It's multiple.
That's what it is. It's a mirror.
It's definitely a mirror. I talked about this in my last episode, that the situation that I'm in now, and I just keep reflecting and it's so many things that's being reflected and projected off of me and onto me, and I'm just like, damn, I didn't know that I had to work on this, and then I have to work on this. I didn't even know that I did this, and now I know that I do this thing, and I'm like, wow, I don't know. I'm just learning to love those. I have to learn how to love those things about myself because it is what makes me me, but I am working on changing those things as well.
I think that's where, once again, I feel like that's why I'm so big. At first, I used to say for women, and I was like, no. I think we're so taught to put such a big gap between men and women, when really, I'm not saying we're not different. Obviously, there is, natural differences between men and women, yeah. But it's like, when it comes to this type of topic, I don't think people should handle it differently. Like, for men and women, that's why I think it's so important. Platonically is very different. Like, platonically and romantically are two separate conversations. And I was talking about this with somebody that it's like, I just feel like you have to have a certain level of self-awareness where if you're going to be entering relationships, you're not hurting the person. You don't have to be healed. I don't think you deserve love at every single point of your life. I know there's points in my life where I was a fucking mess. Like, I was a mess, and I might have been able to show up to work every day, clock in, pay my rent and deal with things. But like, mentally, internally, I was not okay. I was a mess, and I still had people in my life to this day who are still here that love me through that. And if they didn't love me through all my unhealed versions, I wouldn't be here. Like, deadass, I wouldn't be here. So I think it's really important when, no matter how healed you are or how healed you think you are, I think it's important whenever you come across an unhealed version of yourself or unhealed versions of other people to meet it with love. To meet it with love, before you even meet it with grace and understanding, meet it with love. And then from there, move forward. But I think there has to be a certain level of self-awareness where you can understand, am I hurting this person because it's a mirror. And when you are with somebody who's equally as emotional intelligent as you and equally as healthy as you, or you guys are on the same mental path where it's like you guys can just have an open level of communication where you guys could openly talk about the mirror you guys are holding to each other. What's it called? I do think you have to have a certain level of self-awareness where there's a balance between communication and also you don't want it to become that now you're harming this person. Because you do have to be able to hold your own things as well. Like, you can't just dump it onto other people, which I think now sometimes people get confused. Where it's like, especially in romantic relationships, that the other person becomes your dump. And it's really not that. Like, I think Jay Shetty explained it perfectly. He was talking about romantic relationships and like the 3 people you love in your life. And he was talking about the mirror, that you'll meet people who are mirrors for you. They could be the most healthy, healed version that's a mirror to you, or they could be somebody who's extremely unhealthy that's a mirror to you for different reasons. Whether it's somebody who's showing up in your life that's unhealthy, that's a repeated character that seems to be coming in your life, and why are you attracting that? What do you need to heal that you keep attracting that? Or is it somebody healthy that they're holding up a mirror because you've never experienced that form of love in that way, or like that experience of somebody? It's about finding somebody who has a mirror, and not just romantically, platonically too, that they hold the mirror, but they hold it with care. And like, he explained it so perfectly the way he said it, like finding somebody who holds a mirror with care. But I feel like what I've noticed, the unhealed versions of me that show up in my relationship, both platonically and relationships. Like, even last night, we went out and we had a good time, but I go home and I still get anxious about things. And I still get in my own head. I don't communicate it because that's something I just have to deal with myself. I don't think everything's a lonely thing that you have to go through, but I do think there's certain things that it's like, you shouldn't have to seek other people for every time you have like an anxious thought or all the things like that. Like, you should get to a point where you can deal with it on your own and like basically like self-heal, like heal yourself.
That's what I've been learning within the past year.
Like, heal yourself, like analyze yourself. Like, you don't need to get other people's validation or external opinions for every anxious thought you have, for every negative experience. Like, some things are meant to be experienced alone to learn yourself and understand yourself. But I've noticed that the unhealed version of me shows up in relationships of all sorts, and it's like I feel like the version of me that shows up in relationships when it's unhealed is like the version of me that was screaming for help, if that makes sense. Like, the version of me before I ever started doing before I went to therapy, before I learned how to heal myself, before I even knew what was wrong with me or knew what was wrong with my situations, like, literally just the version of me that just like was screaming for help. Like, that's literally what I picture when I view that sometimes. Like, just like a little version of me just like screaming for help. Like, I feel like that's how it shows up, the unheld version. So that looks like insecurities. That looks like, anxious attachment. That looks like avoidant attachment. Like, even that with the whole attachment things, like, we all have different attachment styles just in different forms, depending on what the situation is. But it's like, so it looks like all the ugly things that we try to pretend like we're not, that shows up in every relationship of mine. I just have to once again, it's just navigating it and understanding when it's a personal thing that you have to deal with and when it's something that's worth communicating so that you and your partner can understand each other better. So, yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. Wait, how do you feel about, what about if the person is communicating just to get it off of their chest, but they're not necessarily looking for something back? Like, not looking for a response or an answer or a solution back. They just want to, like, get it off their chest.
Then you're just there to listen.
And that's fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's times, like, me, for example, I'm the type of person that likes to communicate a lot. Like, I communicate just my thoughts. And just
I know.
I just be communicating,
we know.
like, whatever's on my mind.
Way.
I just be communicating and saying, like what I'm thinking. And sometimes I'm not looking for a response back. I just, deadass wanted to say what's on my mind. And that's it. So.
I mean, then you just listen, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, you just listen. Sometimes that's your job to just listen. Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like you can tell, and then that's also something you can even ask the person. Like, one of my best friends, Alexis, I'll send him, like, we'll send each other podcasts of, like, audio messages, because, he doesn't live here. So, and we haven't lived in the same city for years, but that's still, like, that's my brother. So we'll send each other, like, audio messages and podcasts. Or we'll be on the phone catching up with each other. And if we're telling each other about, like, a specific situation or experience, whatever, like, we even ask each other. After we're fully listening, taking everything in, we ask each other, do you want an ear or do you want advice? If the person says an ear, zip. If they say advice, okay,
I like
advice.
That.
But
I
also think sometimes, like, we're so quick to want to give advice to others that you lose the art of listening. There's such a beauty of just shutting up and listening to people.
That's what I've been doing a lot recently.
Yeah, like you just I love doing
listening.
that.
I just be listening, just sitting back.
That's one thing when I was a waitress and a bartender, it's like people will, I don't know what it was, not even just then. One time I was at the beach and this man came up to me, first trying to flirt with me. Then after I was like, no, it's okay. He just started telling me his whole life story. I'm not kidding. We were there for 2 hours. I learned about his baby mama. I learned about his kids. I learned about his mom. I learned about like he was just talking to talk. And I was like, you just need someone to listen to. I have no advice to give you on anything you're telling me. Dead ass.
I got nothing to say. I
don't know you. I can't give you, like, I don't know you. And you're not, and it's also like, it's just being able to, tell when somebody, you don't want advice. If you wanted advice, you would go to somebody different. Yeah. You don't know me. I'm literally some girl sitting on a beach. Like, you just had something to get off your chest. And the art of listening is so nice because it's like, not only are you doing them a favor, it's one of those things where it's like a full circle of everybody benefits from just listening. Yeah. It's like you're benefiting because you're getting it off your chest. You're feeling seen. You're feeling understood just by having somebody take space for you. Yeah. And then I having the opportunity to learn so much about you, and through your story and through your experiences, I'm learning about myself. Because everything is a mirror. Yeah. Like every experience someone has, even if it's something completely different than you, something you may never experience, there's something to learn. Yeah. Like, so it's like, yeah, people are so quick to give advice sometimes. We're just like, just listen.
Even in that interaction, it's sometimes where I stop myself and I'm just like, they really need this.
Yeah,
like I'm here for them. Like, it's like sometimes I'll like stop and think of why is this happening? I always ask that question, like, why is this happening? Like, why in the universe is this happening? Why is this person, did I get targeted out of everybody else for this person to come dump on me? I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just supposed to be the vessel. I'm supposed to be the vessel right now. So I just sit back and let me have it. I'll just take it all.
I had to learn how to catch myself too. Because there would be times it's like, the way I am. When we would have our conversations and like I would tell you how I analyze myself. Yeah. But it was like there was times where it's like people would open up to me and they'd be venting to me. Because I've had it happen. I had a lady at my bar once cry on the fucking bar top talking to me about her divorce because she can't tell none of her friends or nobody else in her family. Because if they knew what her husband did, they would never look at him the same and she doesn't want to leave him. So she was just sitting at my bar crying to me. Full on sobbing to me at the bar, and I was just there listening. I have nothing to say to that. Like, generally, I have nothing. The only advice I could give her, and the only advice I did give, I was like, whatever choices you make, just put your daughter at the forefront, because your daughter is 5 years old. Oh. I was like, I come from divorced parents, and just put your daughter at the forefront. And when it comes to marriage, divorces, all that stuff, it's like, that's something that is like, it's so tricky to navigate when it comes to giving advice. But the only thing I will always say is keep your kids at the forefront of your mind. Every decision and every action you make will affect your children. But I was just listening to her. There's nothing to say. And it's like, I'll catch myself where it's like, I want to give advice or I want to respond or I want to tell them like how I self-analyze. And I'm like, not everybody wants that. True. People don't want to analyze themselves. It's like, Or maybe in that moment,
especially most people don't want to
analyze.
Yeah,
or maybe they do, but not at the moment.
Yeah.
There's times where I vent to somebody and they respond, and I'm like, oh, I already do that on my own time. Like, I self-analyze on my own time. I look for the good on my own time. I find the silver lining in every damn cloud. I don't need you to find it for me. I just need you to listen.
Yeah.
So through my frustrations, it's also how I show up better for other people as well. That's why even when you deal with unhealed people, it's really just an opportunity for you to learn either about yourself or learn how you can better show up for other people. I learned to just shut up and listen when I would be talking to people and they wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah.
They were just trying to find a response. And I was like, oh, I need to pay attention if I do that, because how frustrating this is for me, I don't want to have somebody else feel that frustrated trying to talk to me. So it's like, yeah, even when you deal with people of different, like it's all just opportunities to learn.
I'm so actively working on that, like working on like not responding to his moments that I'd be like, but also I think that's just my attention span. I'm trying to work on my attention span as of lately, because my attention span is somebody.
What are you doing to work on it?
I'm engaging my senses. It literally just takes me to engage my senses when people are talking.
Because you meditate a lot.
Yeah, I meditate.
So I feel like your attention span would be good with meditating, no?
Yeah, but it's when it comes to conversing.
That's interesting.
With conversation.
What's the longest videos you watch?
The longest videos I've watched the podcast, Jay Shetty. I watched Jay Shetty. So I watch stuff like that. Okay, so maybe
challenge yourself in watching videos that you sit through even when they're mundane and boring. Because Jay Shetty's podcast, I will say they stay interesting the entire time.
Yeah.
So your attention span isn't being challenged because you're intrigued the entire time. Your attention span is challenged when you're no longer intrigued and you're still giving your undivided attention.
Yeah,
that's
how
when you're
do you do that?
Span.
Because I've been trying to do that. I'm in class right now. Like I'm in college, so I've been trying to do that with my lectures and stuff like that. And that shit,
it's boring as well.
It's boring. It's boring. You want me to?
I used to be a nerd, and things are still boring.
You want me to try to stay in my brain to stay in actively engaged to something that's boring? I don't understand. I just can't. Like I'm not gonna say I can't, because I don't want to say I can't.
Yeah, because you can.
I can, but like it takes a lot of more effort for my brain.
Then you have your answer. It just takes more effort. Yeah, it's simple. Things are very simple for the most part.
No, things are very simple.
Sometimes things are very simple. Sometimes certain things have layers and are complicated. Yeah. But little things like that, it's simple. It just takes more effort. You just have to decide you want to do the effort.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, once again, that's the whole thing of not forcing yourself. At least with me, I don't force myself to do things before I'm ready to. Like if I'm not, unless it's there's a difference from before you're ready to, and then it's just like, okay, ponte la pila, bitch, just do it. Like like there's a difference.
Translation.
Like, bitch, just do it. Like,
okay.
Like put on your fucking big girl panties and just figure shit out. Like, like there's a difference between knowing when you're not there yet and just knowing when you just have to put on your big girl panties and get shit done.
Okay, but
like I don't know how else to describe that.
No, I got you. Yeah, it'll show up when it's supposed to. My tolerance for stuff.
Well, no, your decision.
My decision, yeah.
You have to make the decision.
I make the decision when it shows up, but it'll show up when the decision is made, and the decision is made when it shows up.
But if you wanted to wake up tomorrow and make that decision, you could.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, we have full power.
I
think. Oh, talking about shadow work, I think the phrase that helped me really dive into so many different levels of shadow work and like self-analyzation was I read this thing about accepting that everything in your life is 100% your responsibility.
I mean, facts.
Yeah, and it's specifically the word responsibility and not fault, because it's not your fault all the things that have happened to you out of your control, and like a lot of things are out of our control. But everything in your life is 100% your responsibility.
Yeah,
like quite literally everything. It's like you just start to view and have like a different level of accountability. That it's like it like really launches the whole levels of all that shit. It really gets you going. So yeah.
Once you switch your perspective and realize that everything is your responsibility, you're like, dang, you can't sit around and not.
You can't give yourself excuses.
Yeah, you can't not do the things that you said you're gonna do. You better do those things.
Yeah, that's like even if you get into knock on wood. But even if you, I don't know, that's not wood.
It's wood somewhere.
We'll knock later. But knock on wood. But like even if I had gotten into a car accident and then I was frustrated, whatever, and then I was reading the phrase, everything is 100% your responsibility. I was not at fault. But then I was like, how could I have navigated differently? Like, so now when I drive, I drive way more aware and I drive way more safe because of an accident I got into that wasn't even my fault. But it's like, it's 100% my responsibility. So it wasn't my fault that it happened, but now it's my responsibility to not let that happen again. And to be way more cautious at other drivers. not even just my own car and like how I'm driving and making sure I'm paying attention. It's like also being cautious, like watching everyone else too.
What happened?
I got T-boned.
You got T-boned?
Yes.
Did your car like spin and everything?
No, it didn't spin, but it's like you heard the screeches and all that stuff. My car was like the whole right side of my car. Thank God.
Wait, I was about to say on the other side.
It was not on my side.
Oh
if it was on my side, I would have had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because the doors went in. Like I would have had to go to the the lady was speeding her ass down that road. Like I would have had to go to the hospital. Yeah, thank God it was on the other side. There was nobody in my car. Oh my gosh, if there was someone in my car, I would rather get injured than have somebody get injured in my car.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, there was nobody in my car. I was driving by myself and like, the car hit and like, yeah. So no, I was not thinking in the moment what's the lesson, like at all. On the contrary, I feel like in the moment of things, it's like, I'm a very present person. Like as much as
I feel like why was this happening? That's my go-to question.
As much as like I'm always thinking in the future, like I'm always very much like in the future, like, oh, how could I be better? How could I do this? How can like what are my actions doing now? Like just trying to be a better person and to be like on like, you know, just growing my mind and all that stuff. In the moment of dealing with things, I just allow myself to fully experience it. Because especially hardships, because it's like or obstacles, because I wouldn't say the car accident's a hardship. I would say that's like, at least for me, that was an obstacle. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, I've experienced different things that I would call those hardships. I would say that's more of an obstacle, because it's like, damn, like, you know, now I don't have a car, I'm on the train, but at least I have a train to walk to, at least I have a bus to walk to. Yeah. It's not like I can't physically get to work, I'm just on the bus and train, but it's like I'm still getting to work. So that's just an obstacle, it's an inconvenience. I feel like it's a hardship when it's like, you know, like it just fucked up your way of living. Like now you have to really change your way of living, your lifestyle, your mental's fucked up, emotionally, like physically something happened. Like I was not injured. I got out that car walking. That's an obstacle, not a hardship. That was a blessing that I was not injured.
Yeah, for real.
But no, I very much like even you asking about like, oh, did I learn a lesson that day? Is like I feel like I used to ask myself that. I used to ask myself, what lesson did this teach me? This and that. And then I was like, I'm not gonna know until I know. Like, I'm not going to know until I'm meant to know. Like, that's like, for example, not getting a gig. What's it called? I don't know. I've been rejected from things. You show up to an audition, you don't make the job, or you go to a job interview and you don't get the job, and then 3 months later you get a different job, and then at that job you meet your best friend. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not supposed to know everything in the very moment. Like, that's why I think it's more important just be present in the moment and fully experience what you're experiencing so you can really fully take in everything from that experience. And when you're supposed to know the lesson, it will be brought to light.
I'm trying. Yo, everything I do, I ask that question of why. Like, it's moments when, because I'm a very present person because of meditating and because of everything else I do. But at the same time, there's still moments when I just can't submit myself to the presence all the time. Like I'm so.
That's normal.
I'm still thinking about the future. Like it's been multiple times in this conversation that I thought about. Oh, I wonder where's it gonna go next? Where's it gonna go next? And I'm like,
that's
saying
anxiety.
That, but that's anxiety.
I mean, that sounds like anxiety. I'm not gonna diagnose you right now. That's crazy.
Oh no.
But that sounds like anxiety.
I mean, but it's not okay.
I would ask yourself.
It could be a form of anxiety.
I would ask yourself, why are you looking into the future? What about the present scares you?
Nothing is scaring me. I just want to be prepared. I want to know.
Why do you want to be prepared?
Because I just want to know.
Why?
Because I just like knowing. That's the thought process I have every single time. I just like knowing things.
Why?
So I'm prepared. I like to know to be prepared.
Your surface level. You see, your surface level questioning right now. Go deeper. Why? Like, we don't have to do that right now. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to the whole like self-analyzation, shadow work, healing, on all that stuff, it's like everything. That's where I say like things are simple, but at the same time, there's layers to everything.
It's a deeper meaning.
Because, for example, what you're talking about of always wanting to be prepared, I used to be the same way. I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah.
And it's from living in survival mode. Like, I'm still learning how to.
That's probably why then.
I'm learning how to no longer be in survival mode all the time. Like, I would always be prepared, like preparing for the worst. What if this happens? What if that happens? Yeah, things are good right now, but give it a month. Things never last good for so long. That's literally being in survival mode.
Yeah.
So it's like that's
the reason why right there.
Okay, but where did this is where
where did the survival mode come from?
Yes,
that's from. I know where it came from. It's come from me being literally in survival mode through family, through the military, through all the things that I've been through.
And that's where you start to work your way through, and you literally relive the experiences you've had to heal yourself.
But do you feel like you have to? Do you feel like every little thing, right? Because I've been going back, exactly. I can't remember every little thing. So I'm just like, all right. If I go back to, I was recalling all of my traumas recently, and if I go back to every single little trauma, I realize that some of those traumas, they may be pains that I experienced, but haven't shaped me. I just experienced those things. But some of those things I know they didn't like. I'm like, okay, this happened. I was just listing all the bad things that happened, but not every single thing was the reason I am the way I am, or why I view certain things a specific way.
I mean, I feel like sometimes things shape you in ways you don't even know.
Okay.
And sometimes, because it's like, you don't remember everything. So there's experiences that have completely changed you in some way that you don't even remember happened.
So everything that happens to you, I believe that everything happens for a reason, but you believe that everything that happens is for a reason.
Yeah.
And it'll affect you. It'll affect you for a reason.
I think it has the possibility to affect you.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to. That's where like the really ugly part of the healing comes in. Where I say there's a lot of grief and there's a lot of like it's ugly. Like I cry when I'm thinking about things. Like healing is not cute at all. The whole like people waking up, reading a book, watching this. I do all that shit too. I spent the whole day at the park the other day, but I cry while I'm there. Through healing, it's not cute at all. Like on the contrary, it's not cute. I cry, like I full on sob by myself. When I'm by myself and I'm like reliving experiences, I will literally full on start sobbing just to like get through an experience of literally reliving it. And it's like, I don't even, and once again, it's like that whole being present in the experience, even when I'm reliving it. When I'm thinking about it, I'm not even, it might come up because of an experience I had or like, you know, in a relationship. Why did I have this reaction? Why did this insecurity come up? Let me go back to let me think back on where this came from. And then it'll like bring me back to an experience or like a traumatic experience I had in either my childhood or in my adult life, whatever. And then when I'm taking myself through that experience again, I'm not even, yes, that's still there. Like that thought and answering that question is still important. But it's like now it's like I'm just experiencing the experience again as who I am now with the knowledge I have now, with just like with the knowledge I have now, with the strength of who I am now, with the with almost like the grounding of who I am now, and just like everything that just you know how it is, like you get like all the maturity, wisdom, blah blah blah, all that stuff. It's like you're getting to relive your experiences, not from the person who was in it at the moment and who first went through it. So it's like I don't even do it just from the sense of trying to get an answer. Sometimes it's just reliving an experience to better understand yourself, and once again, just learning yourself. Like to me, healing is not a matter of getting answers so I could have the healthiest relationship. No, healing is like so I can have the best relationship with myself.
So you can know yourself. I want to heal to know myself.
Yeah, like I want to understand myself. I want to understand why this triggers me.
Yeah.
I don't want this to not trigger me so that you and I can have a good relationship. I want this to not trigger me so that I'm healed and that I'm whole. So that doesn't mean always answering questions. Sometimes it just means reliving an experience as who you are in the present moment without the knowledge you have. And then you'll think about the same experience 5 years later and you'll have all these new realizations to it. Because I feel like sometimes we close off our minds. When we're just looking for one answer to a question, we close off our minds to all the knowledge and all the things that you could realize from something that's really in your face. Like, shit. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I could definitely think about experiences that when I was thinking about them, I only had one goal in mind of reliving that experience. I would not have gained all the, I don't even want to say knowledge, but just gained all the understanding that I had of myself and why I am the way I am and why I am who I am. And in all the ways it's affected me and shaped me, either good or bad. It's like, that's where it's like you might, like a question might lead you to something, but have an open mind to receive whatever it is you're supposed to receive from whatever you're doing. Whether it's present, past, future, like whatever it is. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm just talking.
I'm
just talking.
That's funny as hell.
But you get me? Like, does what I'm saying make sense?
No,
or
I
no?
get you. No.
Okay.
It makes sense. You good. You chilling.
But that's just where it goes, like, from the surface level to, like, you really got to get deep in there with yourself. And that's where it's a beautiful thing that is so intimate. It's like, I don't want to tell people all the experiences I've had. Like, I don't want to tell people that. I don't want to tell people the most vulnerable thing I've ever gone through. Like, that's not something, and I feel like that's...
Oh, really?
I don't want to tell people that, no.
Oh.
Like, no.
But wait, because you just don't have any desire to? You don't have any desire to, or is it like fear of their reaction, or is it just you really don't have any desire to share with anyone?
I feel like we've all been put into this thought process, and I feel like it's a good thing because I think we're all trying to break, at least for me, I think it's like we're trying to break our parents' generation of not being expressive at all. Because I don't know, I mean, I feel like it probably was the same for you. My parents are not expressive for shit. Like, they're not going to open up and tell me things. Like, they don't open up and tell me things about their life. Like, literally my grandparents are the same way. Like, they don't talk about the bad things that have happened in their life. They just keep it pushing like if nothing ever happened. So it's like, I feel like that's a very common thing. You know, like, you know, the older generation didn't even believe in therapy, or still don't believe in therapy. And they don't even believe mental health exists. At least like with my parents, grandparents, like, they don't believe in
I didn't directly have to experience any of that.
They don't believe in that. Like, they don't believe in that. Maybe it's like a cultural thing, but they just don't believe in, or like now they do because they came around to it.
Yeah.
But at first, like growing up, they didn't believe in that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think all of us in like, you know, our generation, the generation before us, like the younger generations now, we're trying to find that balance between what our parents did and the way our parents didn't heal, and our ways of healing and what's actually healing and not. And it's like, I feel like now we've gotten into this like dynamic where we feel like we have to share everything, especially because of social media, where we have to share everything, we have to talk about everything, and everybody needs to know everything. If I have a partner, he needs to know every little thing about me. No, he doesn't. And it's not in a bad way. It's just like, you'll know something when it makes sense for you to know it. Like when it comes up in conversation or it comes up in the relationship. But it's like, I don't have a desire to tell people the worst thing I've been through. I really don't. It's like, and it's not from a place of fear, and it's not from a place of fear of judgment. It's just like, some things are so bad and just so ugly that it's like, you just leave them where they're at. Like, there's no need to continue to carry it on. Like, once again, if it's affecting my relationship, like if I'm with somebody and, you know, him and I, and it's really getting in the way of our relationship, yeah, I'm going to be very open. I'm extremely open, especially with like people who are super close to me. You know, I'm extremely open about things I've been through and the way it's affected me and how I am now. But I don't have a desire to talk about every little thing I've ever gone through. On the contrary, I'd rather not.
What about
if
what you've gone through, your experience could help someone else?
That's why I do talk about it. But I'm saying, like, I don't have the desire to share it. Like, every little thing, nah.
Okay, but you say if someone needed help or guidance in some type of way, you would talk about it in that situation?
Yeah. When I did when I was in LA for the first month, when I did Tia's Breakthrough Boot Camp, I said for the first time out loud, I've said it here and there with like people who I'm really close to about like me being abused and stuff like that, but I had never said it like in front of a group of people. But we were talking about our breakthroughs, and it was more mental breakthroughs. It was a dance boot camp, but it really, yes, it had to do with dance. Yes, it had to do with career. But I feel like all of us, our experiences was more mental than anything else, and like breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And I realized mine was I was struggling with vulnerability. I still struggle with vulnerability.
Yeah, vulnerability.
Yeah, I struggle a lot with vulnerability. Maybe that's where the desire doesn't come. But maybe that's why. I'm not perfect. Listen, I'm still healing every motherfucking day. I'm still healing.
Yeah, we all are.
But that was the first time I had ever said in front of a group of people that I was abused, like in my childhood, whatever. And it was from somebody, not an actual family, but somebody connected to family. And it was like not a one time. Like this was like, you know, a part of my life, literally. Like I thought that was normal. It was like my way of life. I thought that and that experience was normal. I thought everything about it was normal. I just thought life just fucking sucked, and this was just the reality. Like I didn't even know there was another reality, if I'm being honest. And it was something I would always plan to keep that to myself. But I said it in front of a group, and I had at least 3 people come up to me afterwards, and we had a whole conversation. One of them came up to me and started talking to me about her relationship with her mom, because I had said how, you know, I'm got close with my mom, and like my mom and I are super cool, but we went 6 years without speaking, and she's not the one who abused me. But we went 6 years without speaking. So then with that, she felt safe enough to come to me. We had a whole conversation about her mom, and she was just opening up and talking to me, and I was just being a listening ear. If I don't have advice, I'm not going to force it.
Yeah.
So I was just being a listening ear, and that gave somebody a space. Somebody else came up to me, and she was like, I went through the same thing. You don't have to do this or that. And then she was able to help me because I was being open. And then somebody else came up to me thanking me for being open because it helped them with their thing. Somebody else the next day was like, oh yeah, thank you for opening up to me. Like sometimes it makes me more appreciative of my life. Like sometimes when I hear the things that other people have been through, it makes me more appreciative that I come from a 2-parent household. And, you know, it's so full of love. And it's like, not that I don't ever appreciate it, but it's like just you saying that, because I didn't even go into detail. I literally just said the word and that's it. I didn't talk about anything in specific. And then she was like, but just hearing that, she was like, and I cried a little bit. So she was like, just hearing that, she was like, it made me appreciate what I have more. So it's like, I'm very big on like being open to help other people. But I'm saying like when it comes to like specific little details of every little experience, nah. I don't have the desire.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't need to tell you what happened.
Details of the experience is
I don't need to tell you what happened
even...
that Tuesday. I woke up from school and I thought it was this, and then this happened, and then I went to school and this happened when I was like, I don't need to tell you that.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to relive that part. Like, I don't.
No.
Like I said, when it makes sense to, I will talk about experiences. Like, even like the hardest thing for me to talk to, if I feel like it's gonna help somebody, or like if it has value in the conversation, I will open up about it. But I don't have the desire to share everything.
And especially not the details. We're not.
I don't have the desire to share everything.
We're not saying to braid it down like it's a book. You writing a whole novel.
Nah, I don't have that desire.
Oh man.
I think I used to though.
Yeah, I think I have that. I just get passionate. I think when I get into detail of my stories, it's because I'm passionate about how I'm explaining it. And naturally, when it comes to storytelling, I just go into detail. So I'm like, yeah, and then this happened, and this happened, and this happened.
I don't know. You have to give yourself grace at the part of your journey that you're at. I feel like everything's normal for wherever you're at, for the most part, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be a point in your journey where you overshare. Then there's gonna be a point in your journey where you don't want to share a thing. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna learn the balance. Like, at least for me, I've realized a big word for me has been balance. Like, finding the balance of everything. I think when
duality, the duality of everything is nice.
Yeah, but especially I think when it comes to like day by day is balance.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're like used to living in survival mode, you're used to extremes. Like, you're used to extremes. Like, either things are great or things are absolutely terrible. Yeah. Or you don't even know how you're going to make it. You don't even want to wake up the next morning.
Oh, is that
like extremes. Whoa. You have to find the balance to things.
Wait.
So you'll have an extreme where you share everything. And then you have an extreme where you don't want to talk. It's like life is about finding balance.
Wait, I think that's what I just realized. That's why I'm like 100% or 0 type of person. Mm-hmm. So like when I do my energy, either I can give 100% of my energy or I can give 0. Like going like 50-50 is kind of weird. But my energy at the time, like of the present moment, obviously. And it could be for me being in extreme situations to where my emotions, either I feel like things are going to be really, really good.
They're going to be the
or
best
things are going to be really, really bad.
Life couldn't be better.
Yeah.
And then it's like, life actually couldn't be worse. I don't want to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, literally that's just how my emotions go. I'm working on fixing it. I've been doing a little bit better with the balance and duality of it all. But there are still moments when everything just feels like it's tumbling down. But in the moment, I let myself feel those, but I don't let it like linger for too long. Like this week I had a moment to where I was sitting and it was a whole day where I was just like feeling it. I was just feeling it. And then the next day I was chilling. It just I needed that one day just to like release it all out, let it go, and then
see, that's the process of learning yourself.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten to a point where obviously it's not perfected by any fucking means at all. But it's like I've gotten so used to my phases and knowing my cycle of dealing with things.
Yeah,
and like when
I'm
in ruts. Yeah, where I'm just like I'll literally, it's like I'm talking to myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm like, girl, I know where you're at. We just need time.
We just need time right now.
Yeah, like right now we're in a dark place. We're in a really low, but it's like I know the low is not temporary.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know the low is temporary because oh my gosh, please.
The low is not temporary. The low is forever.
The low is very much temporary. But yeah, and it's like what also helped me when it comes to finding balance and things like that is like finding balance in the little things as much as I find balance in the big things. Like finding balance in discipline and grace, finding balance in my like the food I eat, finding balance in my sleep schedule, finding balance in my work schedule.
Literally all of that is a working daily process. That is a daily. This is a daily thing that I have to actively focus on all the time. Making sure I get enough sleep, going to sleep at a good time, making sure I'm getting enough food in my body, making sure I'm exercising, but not making it
but also allowing yourself the space to fuck up.
Yeah. Not making it like because it was moments when I was making it too like this or die type of
right.
this or die type of vibe. So now I'm just like
balance.
Now I just give myself grace. You know, I work when I need to work. I sleep when I need to sleep. I eat when I need to eat. My eating could be a little better, but you know, we gonna.
You know who taught me that though? Which is funny because Christian and I were also having a conversation about therapy, and he was thinking we were just talking about therapy and whether or not it's actually beneficial. And I was saying, if you have a good therapist, it's great.
Yeah, if you have a good therapist.
Right. I have a great therapist. I recommend him to everybody. I have a great therapist. But, you know, he is a man. So usually, you know, depending on people's experience, they don't want a man. But if you do feel comfortable with a man, he is great. And he's the one who taught me balance. Because he was noticing the extremes of but I didn't even notice. I was just in the therapy chair fucking talking. And he noticed the extremes I would have and like my emotions and my experiences and even like my lifestyle would be extreme one way and then it's this way and then it's that way. And he was like, focus on finding balance. Like sometimes we get so caught up in the highs and the lows that it's like we forget about the middle ground, which is now it's like my newest thing that I'm learning that I love, that healthy is supposed to feel boring. A healthy life, a healthy partner, a healthy relationship, healthy friendships are supposed to feel boring and mundane.
And I think that's why people are like, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, because it's not supposed
boring.
to be this fiery passion all the time.
Yeah, that's not realistic.
That toxic shit.
And that's not realistic either.
Yeah, like you're gonna have your moments where you've never been so in love, but then you're also gonna have your moments where you don't fucking like him. Like, or you don't like him, or it's gonna be moments.
Or it's just gonna be moments where you're just like chilling with them. Like, it's not like extreme love or extreme hate.
Right? It's like they're not annoying you, but you're just there.
Yeah, you're just there.
Like, y'all are just existing.
Y'all existing now. You better get used to it.
It's just normal.
30 years later, y'all still existing.
Like, it's just normal. Like, nothing's going on. Like, that's normal. So that's the most recent. I don't want to say that's the most recent, but that's one of the newer things that I've had to, like, you know, really start processing, that healthy is boring.
Yeah.
Especially, and not even just like in a relationship, because
healthy everything.
I'm single. I've been single for a fat ass minute. So it's like the way I function is I'm only worried about myself when it comes to like romantically. I'm not worried about no man. So it's like in my everyday life of me existing, it's like if I'm not, because there's nobody that I really talk to every day. All my friends, I mean, you know how I am as a friend. It's like when we talk, we're going to talk, but we're not talking every single day.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of days just not talking to anybody. Like from start to finish, I won't talk to a single person. Even if they're like, unless there's somebody in front of me. And even then, I just have days where I don't talk to anybody from start to finish. And it's like in those days, it's like, you're by yourself. It's not going to be exciting. Yeah, I'm going to dance because I love dancing and I get to feel love when I dance. But it's like, even with my relationship with myself, it's going to be boring. It's not supposed to be exciting all the time. Like, life is not supposed to be exciting all the time.
It do be boring pretty much a lot of the time. I do this.
And it's nice. I like boring.
It's like, I feel comfy.
Give me boring. It's nice to just exist. Bro, what? That is such a nice feeling to just exist. That's such a nice feeling.
You ain't got nobody messing you up. You ain't messing up nobody. You chilling. You just focus on yourself.
And then when you find somebody that you guys can just coexist together.
Yeah.
So nice. So nice. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so great. So it's like, that's like what I was saying earlier, that everything's connected. It's like, I don't know, like the way you are in your relationships is going to be a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Whether that's romantic, platonic, and then it's like even your romantic relationships. I feel like people wait. I don't want to say people jump from relationship to relationship, because even if you don't, but it's like people think that there's certain things that you could only start working on when you're in a romantic relationship. But my platonic, you were the first person to show me this in our friendship. My platonic friendships has healed me in so many ways that now I know how to show up properly in my in a healthy relationship. Oh my gosh. You were. I'm so serious. You were one of my first friendships. Well, I think one of my first friendships when it comes to like my first friendships that is like we would have the type of conversations. And we were just like the way we are with each other. And we're very loving and all that stuff. Like, you're just as loving as I am. So it's like, you're the first friendship that I was like, oh, this doesn't have to, like, not everything has to be reserved for a relationship. Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot, y'all. Don't get it twisted. There's a
lot that should be reserved for romantic and then different for a platonic. Romantic and platonic.
Yes, but I think certain conversations, people think certain conversations can only be had with a partner.
No, you can have those same conversations.
Yeah, like you can practice certain things, or like you can learn things with your platonic friendships that you now can properly show up in your romantic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like because of, not like I said, you're the first one that it's like we had like a lot of vulnerable conversations, like really vulnerable.
In the beginning, too.
Oh, yes.
Like the first day.
Off rip. You got into that studio, you laid on the floor.
We said, let's stop. 6 hours later.
Off rip. We were like, I guess we should dance for at least an hour.
Yeah, we should dance. We talking, venting, grooving. Talking, venting, grooving.
Yeah. Because, like, for example, even the whole boring, mundane thing. If you have any friendships for a long amount of time, y'all just sit in the bed and do nothing together.
Yeah, and I'm fine
with
that.
That can apply to your romantic partner.
We can literally exist and not talk to each other. We're going to look at each other. It's just as long as we're in the same space. As long as we're in the same space, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But you could be twiddling your fingers away somewhere else, and I'm twiddling my fingers away.
Because I have my moments where I mean, clearly we could talk forever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's times where I wake up and I'm like, do not say a word to me.
I really don't be wanting to interact with people. My social battery be like non-existent for the moment I open my eyes sometimes.
Really?
I tell Christian, I'm like, yo, I just don't really want to interact with people today, man. And that's why funny. Sometimes I'll like, it's times when I want to be social, but my energy wants to be social. Like, so I won't do anything. So I'll be in a situation where I'm around people, but will I be saying anything? Will I be dancing? No, I'll just be sitting on the side, observing, just taking it all in.
That's the beauty of knowing yourself. And that's what I was talking about earlier with like, don't force things. Like when I have a day that I don't want to talk to anybody and I'm the quiet friend of the group, I'm the quiet friend of the group.
Just let me have that. I'm not supposed to be lit as hell all the time.
And also when it comes to the lessons and what you learn, once again, if you are present in the moments and you are just existing how it makes sense to exist for you in that very moment, you learn so much constantly. Like I feel like I'm constantly learning.
I'm always learning, especially when it comes to interacting with people.
Like when I want to be quiet and I'm quiet because I talk a lot. So when I want to be quiet or I don't want to dance or I'm not in the mood and I'm just going to sit down and watch, what's it called? I sit down and I observe people and now I'm just watching people. And I'm people watching, but I'm learning when I'm people watching. Whether it's about body language, whether it's about my friend that I'm like noticing a different, like, like a little, like, what are those things called? Like when people have like a tick. Like a different.
Oh, little things that like.
Little things that are not that tick them off, but like little things that are like specific to them.
Oh, okay.
It's like you have to sit back and observe to learn.
Oh, I definitely like doing that too. I love people watching. So
when my social battery is dead, baby, I am quiet. I want to watch, and I just want to exist. Like I want to exist. You be the life of the party. Cool. I'm watching you be the life of the party, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah. And I get to learn you more. So it's like, I don't force shit. If I'm not talking, I'm not talking. Like that's. Unless somebody, it's like, once again, balance, duality to everything. Yeah. Obviously, I could have a day where I don't want to open my mouth. My social battery is absolutely dead. But if somebody needs me, they need me. Like, that's where you have to be able to set yourself aside. I feel like people now kind of, like, we tend to struggle sometimes with, like, understanding and feeling our emotions in the moment, but still being able to set our emotions aside. You could fully acknowledge what you're experiencing. You could acknowledge this is the worst day of my life and still have the capacity and ability to set that emotion aside and either be there for whoever needs it, go to your job, get your work done, get shit going, life goes on, and then revisit it. Dead ass. That's one thing. Man, when I was a waitress and bartending, I would go to the bathroom, cry. I cry a lot.
I cry a lot.
I do cry a lot, okay? But I don't cry in front of people. I only cry by myself.
Okay.
I never cry in front of anybody. But I would go to the bathroom, literally cry.
I saw you tear up once.
Tear up? You never saw me cry.
You're not full on cry, but I seen you tear up a couple
There's
drops.
A handful of people who have seen me.
I love seeing, this sounds crazy, but I love seeing people cry because that means that they feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable around me. It's I love when I get to experience that.
But I'm like honored.
I'm honored.
I
love it. I love it, man. Cry for me so I can hold you. Come on now.
You're so funny. What's your sign again?
I'm a Taurus.
I'm
an earth sign. I'm all grounding. You know, I want to make you feel safe and comforted. And
you're so funny, bro.
This is for all
I don't know shit about Taurus.
All my people out there.
I've had good experiences and very bad experiences.
You've had the greatest experience, duh.
You're stupid. But yeah, so there's a handful of people, like dead ass a handful of people who have seen me like full on sob.
Yeah.
Handful of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone to see me cry. I made a whole video posting on my story of me crying.
Honestly, the first day.
That was a crazy.
You cried in front of me the first day that we hung out. You did. But it was such a beautiful thing because it's like I struggle with so much of vulnerability that seeing you so vulnerable and you cried with me. I was like, oh wow. Like I don't have to have like this big guard up all the time. Like there is beauty in vulnerability.
See, I know it is, which is why I was asking you if you would show your story just in people that needed it as well. Because that's why I like to share my shit. Because I like people to know what I'm going through so they be like, damn, oh, okay. Like I can get through my shit. Like, okay, bet. Because I got through my shit. So I feel like a lot of people can get through their shit.
I mean, sometimes you help people in ways that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like hearing your story, like I said, like just seeing you be vulnerable, I was just like, oh, like vulnerability is okay. Like literally, I watched you cry and I was like, oh, it's okay to be vulnerable.
Off the jump.
Yeah, I was like, it's okay. Like you don't have to have like a certain level of requirements for vulnerability. Like you can just be vulnerable. Like it's okay. I've struggled with vulnerability my whole life. You know that. We talked about it.
Yeah, this was a perfect encounter. Someone that has great shadow work and self-love, and someone that is great with vulnerability, and we just exchange in those ways. And now I'm working on my self-love,
and I'm working on my
vulnerability. Let's go.
And that was a good high five.
Yeah, it was a good high five.
That was really good.
That should be captioned. This should just be stopped right there on like a freeze frame.
Right? You're silly.
Oh no. Damn.
But yeah, I would say like, yeah, just seeing you cry, I was like, wow. Like, yeah, there's beauty in vulnerability.
Yeah, vulnerability is nice. It's amazing. I'm gonna mention this in every single episode because I mentioned it last episode too. Vulnerability, guys. Come on now. Before this show gets big, I swear all of y'all about to be so much more vulnerable with yourselves and the people around you. It's gonna be gas. Just wait for it.
I mean, I know I've been so.
Yeah, y'all just need a little bit of this energy.
Since our friendship, yeah, because I think before you, it's like a lot of people that I'm friends with, we're all the same way.
Yeah.
Where it's like we just deal with our shit. Like, we're going to be vulnerable, we're going to open up to each other, but it's like, there's just, like, there's just certain levels to the amount of vulnerability someone saw in you. Like, not every, like, yeah, you just don't cry in front of people. Like, people don't need to see your weakness. Like, I was always taught, like, vulnerability was weakness.
Yeah, I've just recently learned that I didn't have a lot of, like, life lessons taught from me from my parents. Like, some people would say, like the vulnerability thing.
I don't know if it was taught through words or
just
actions.
Through action. Oh, okay.
Like, you're vulnerable.
Because it's another one. It was like, oh, don't trust no one. Some people learn that from their parents as well. It's like not to trust a lot of people other than your family. Like, don't trust anyone but your family. And I'm like, I didn't learn a lot of stuff like that. I just was.
Well, the vulnerability was my vulnerability being used as a weapon. That's where I learned the vulnerability.
Oh, so they would use your vulnerability as a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, literally would wait to, like, when I'm vulnerable in a vulnerable state, cry, like, get whatever they, like, use it as a weapon.
And that's what stopped you from being vulnerable later on in life.
Yeah, because I used to not be like that. I used to be more, I don't want to say I used to be expressive, because that's not, I don't know, it was just different. Like, I would go about things, like, I'm kind of getting back to, you know, finding, once again, that balance and stuff. But it was like, I didn't think being vulnerable was a terrible thing. I knew, like, I did think it was kind of, like, you know, weak, like, you don't want to tell. But it was like, I was under the impression that vulnerability was a good thing for the right people. And then someone who I thought was the right person used it as a weapon. And I was like, oh, no, just vulnerability is not for nobody. Like, you can't trust anybody with your vulnerable side. So now, like, you know, that's where the whole real struggle of vulnerability is, like, still working on it. Gotten way better, though.
Yeah,
way better.
You've been a lot more expressive and open with your truth.
Yeah, because even then I'll talk about an experience in such, like, a matter-of-fact type of way. Not like in a, now I'm actually, like, talking about experiences in, like, a, you know, expressive.
Expressive.
Yeah, it's not just explaining, it's actually expressing it. Yeah.
You added emotions to the words.
Because I learned how to set my emotions aside too much. Like, I learned how to set my emotions aside. Like, no matter what was going on, I set my emotions aside. Like, I literally trained myself to not have emotional reactions. Like, sometimes I'd be wanting to have, like, an emotional reaction to things, and I just, like, I've trained myself to not have emotional reactions. Because it was just, once again, survival mode. At the time, that's what was going to keep me safe. So I trained myself to not have emotional reactions. Even if somebody was, like, yelling in my face, this, and that, it's like, if I had an emotional reaction, it's like, now that person can use my emotions as a way against me. So it's like, I literally trained myself to not have emotional reactions. Like, it's almost frustrating sometimes, because then it shows up, like, in a relationship where it's like, you know, someone does something in the moment that should be addressed in that very moment, but I can't have I've trained myself to not have an emotional reaction. I've trained myself to take a beat before I ever address anything. Yeah. Which is good, but not when I take too many beats. Because now it's too many beats, and then something else happens, and now the resentment builds. So it's like, you really got to be, like, on, at least for me, like, when it comes to me and my process, like, I really have to be, like, very self-aware because of, like, the level of the things I've experienced. It's like, I really have to be self-aware if I want to have, like, healthy things. It's like, you know, like, you just have to work harder sometimes. Yeah, like, it's just, like, certain things have to be worked harder to achieve. Like, when it comes to a healthy thing, I know I have to work harder. If you've never experienced anything healthy and all you've experienced is, like, a lot of unhealthy things, and it's like, you have to work harder to experience healthy things. You have to be on, like, more on guard, I guess, if you want to experience something healthy. So it's just like, yeah.
What's a misconception people have about self-love? A misconception people have. I feel like I chose that one specifically because I wanted to see, I don't really have input on it, but I wanted to see your definition, basically, misconception about self-love. So that would be you kind of defining self-love. in a way.
Okay.
And saying how people may perceive it, but that's not really what self-love is. It's something else instead.
Oh, I think people that misconception people have of self-love, that self-love always looks like confidence, or self-love always looks like being sure of yourself all the time and like all that stuff. Where it's like, I don't think that's what self-love is.
Okay.
I think self-love is loving yourself in every form and every phase. So it's like, I feel like, or maybe it's a misconception I previously had on self-love that I'm unlearning. But yeah, I feel like self-love for me was like, before was like, or at least the way sometimes it's portrayed to look like, is that self-love is like, when you're on your shit and you're disciplined and this and that, like that's how you love yourself. It's like when you're getting your shit together, that's self-love. When you have your standards high, and it's like, self-love is actually loving yourself at every form.
Yeah.
Like whether it's you not knowing what you're going to do tomorrow, you not knowing how you're going to pay your rent tomorrow, like you being in a terrible situation, you dealing with a terrible person. Well, I don't want to say a terrible person. You dealing with a toxic, unhealthy person, like loving yourself in every form. Because it's like, I feel like when you love yourself in every form is how you can get to a better form. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's a misconception on self-love, that it only comes when you're living a certain way and you're living and following a certain thing, when it's like self-love should be showing up in every way. Even if you're not being disciplined and you've had 3 months of not being disciplined, you should still love yourself. Like self-love is of every form and version of yourself, not just the version of you that's acting at your fullest potential of what you know. Because like we all know what our potential is.
Yeah.
We don't all like to explore, but I feel like we all know what our potential is. And people only grant themselves self-love when they're functioning in their highest potential. But it should be granted to yourself at every
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1% or 100% on your potential, you should still be giving yourself self-love. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good one too.
Thanks.
Wait,
I'm
so
glad.
On that note, how do you feel you are with giving yourself self-love? Like doing that to yourself right now? Like if on a scale from like 1 to 10, how good are you of actually giving yourself that love? Just regardless of what stage you're in.
I think 1, learning grace helped me a lot, and then 2, I think realizing being in LA and figuring things out the way I've been figuring things out have really made me realize how strong I've been in my life and how much I don't even want to say accomplished, because it's like I don't like the value of things being based on like an accomplishment or what have you, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, for me, it's more like what I learned, like what helped me with self-love is realizing all the ways that I didn't give up on myself. I might not have, I've definitely done things I've regretted, I've done things I've regretted, whatever. We've all made mistakes, whatever. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is that serious. But realizing like all the things I've done and the way that I haven't given up on myself and the way that I've just figured things out for myself is like, I think will also help me give myself grace when I'm in those moments where I'm not figuring it out. Like where it feels like I'm not figuring it out in this moment. It's like, but how many times have you felt like there was no light at the end of this tunnel?
Facts.
And I don't want to say there's always a light, but there almost always is a light. Like, so it's like now it helps me love myself in the dark moments as much as it helps me love myself in the high moments, because it's like the dark moments, it's like I actually love those parts about myself even more than the high moments. It's easy to love yourself when you're on a high.
Yeah.
It's hard to love yourself in a dark moment. So when I can show myself love when I'm in a state that is deemed unlovable, that's when it's like the most valuable to me. That's like the same like when you're in a partnership. Like for example, when you're with your partner and stuff, it's like, to me, it's not admirable that you can love your partner when they're doing all the right things and they're saying all the right things and they're acting all the right things. And, financially you guys are good and life is great and you guys have everything figured out. To me, it's admirable when you can love your partner in their darkest season. Like when, let's say it's like they're the ones that typically were the breadwinner and now they lost their job. They're broke as shit. They're not figuring a damn thing out. They're depressed. They are not getting off the couch. If you can love somebody in that state, that is way more admirable than loving them at their best. Because anybody can love somebody at their best.
That's a form of true love right there.
Yeah,
as well.
And the way you love somebody else is how you love yourself.
Yeah.
So if you can love your partner in their deepest, darkest states, you can love yourself in your deepest, darkest states. It's like that's the real definition of self-love.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, there's nothing more admirable than loving the ugliest parts of yourself, because anybody can love the pretty parts. Yeah. Literally anybody. Like, that's why even, like, appearance, like, anybody can love the pretty, you know, bow on a box type of thing. Open up the box. Not everybody can. Not everybody has the capacity within themselves to do it with themselves, which is why it struggles to do with other people. Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely a misconception, I think, with self-love.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one. I like the way you explained that.
Thank you.
High five. What's one practice or mindset shift you think everyone should try to deepen their self-love and relationship awareness?
Okay, practice or mindset shift?
Yeah. What's one practice or mindset shift that you think that everyone should deepen? That would deepen their self-love and awareness, relationship awareness.
Isolation.
Isolation. Okay.
Isolation. When I what's it called?
Yeah. Why isolation? I get it, but just
isolation
explain.
Is what led me to. Once again, just listening to myself, and in the moment, what made sense to me, like discernment. Just having discernment. I didn't even know what discernment was at the time. I was just listening to myself and listening to like whatever came to me. And I went through a breakup, and this was, mind you, this was a good relationship. Me and this person, like, to this day, we're still cool. Like, we'll still randomly check on each other. We're cool, whatever. Like, he's a great person. And when we broke up, I was devastated. Because he was like my rock at the time, for real. That's when I was in the midst of, like, you know, being abused and all that shit, and he was there for me. So it was like, when we broke up, I was so devastated. Like, so I was just sad. But it wasn't like devastated, because it's not like he cheated on me or it was bad. Like, there was not like, oh my God, I have to heal from this breakup. I was just so sad it was over. Yeah. And it was the first time I had experienced sadness. Like, I had experienced so many different heights of emotions and extreme emotions before. And I remember that being like the first time I'd experienced just sadness. Like, I don't have to heal from this. I don't have to, like, it's not like you did me dirty. I didn't do you dirty. We didn't betray each other. We still have love for each other. We just are not together anymore. Yeah. It's just sad. Yeah, like, there's nothing else. It's just sad. So I was so sad that it was like, yeah, I was just sad, and I would cry, whatever. And I was sad, and it's like, and it was like a difficult thing to explain to people, because usually people break up because of like something happens, and like, so it was just like a sadness that it was really nothing to do but sit with it. So I would go to a park, and I would just walk around the park, and I started working out as a way of just dealing with the sadness, and not even working out crazy. I would just go to a park and just be in isolation all the time, because it was like, I felt like anybody who I talked to is like, y'all aren't getting it. Like, I'm not mad at him at all. On the contrary, I respect I respect him, and like, I have love for him. I'm not mad at him. Like, there's really no bad blood at all. I'm just sad. Like, dog, I'm just sad. Yeah. So it's like, I just spent so much time in isolation, because I feel like when I would talk to people, they wouldn't understand me. So with spending so much time in isolation and just sitting with myself, it allowed me to process my emotions without anybody's input. Without anybody's opinion, input, advice, influence, none of that shit. It was just me and what I thought about me and my thoughts and my relationship and my breakup and my experience and this and that. Like, it was literally, everything was just me. And it was like, mind you, don't get me wrong, it's not like this is the first time I'd been alone or like been in isolation, but it was like the first time I had intentionally been in isolation. I feel like I felt alone for a good amount of, like, in a lot of areas of my life, I did feel alone, always. But it was like, this is the first time that I was like, I want to be alone. Like, I'm not alone because I'm lonely. Like, I want to be alone. Yeah. Yeah, like, I want to be alone. Like, I just want to deal with this. And, like, and I don't know, it just led me to start fixing things, just spending so much time alone. And it led me to, like, you know, isolation. So it just led me to be at a place where I was by myself, with myself. And now I know it was God as well. But I didn't even realize God's hand on the isolation process and all that. I didn't realize his hand up until later. But it was really just a chance for me to explore everything of myself and my emotions, even the things I've been through in my childhood and all that, just completely by myself without anybody's input. There's so much power in, like, just experiencing you by yourself without anybody saying a thing. Like, literally going to a park and being alone the entire day at a park, spending days without opening a word to nobody, like, not telling a single person what you're going through, and just dealing with your shit all by yourself. Like, once again, balance. But there's so much power in just learning yourself at that level. It's like so vulnerable, and it's so intimate with just you. Like, there's nowhere to turn. You can't run away from yourself when you're in isolation.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I would say isolation.
No,
and not
that's
isolation for a little bit, like isolation. Like, for real, take, like, intentional, spend days by yourself.
Yeah.
And not days by yourself on your phone, like, days by yourself, like, fixing yourself, analyzing yourself, working through your things, thinking about the things you've done, thinking about how you could be better as a person, where you've messed up as a person. Because, yeah, obviously, it was a breakup. So I was like, damn, how could I have been a better girlfriend? How could I have been a better partner? Where did I fall short? Where could I have done better? How could I have saved this relationship? Because that's what I was thinking too. I was like, how could I have been a better person to have saved the relationship? So it's like, yeah, isolation.
Isolation?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it was too much, was it?
No, that wasn't too much. No, it definitely wasn't too much. You're chilling. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a great episode. I love to hear your brain and the way it works, especially when it comes to the whole idea of self-love and relationships and shadow work. I feel like you're the perfect person to talk about this with, especially because of all the shadow work you've done. And I realized so many things from just sitting here with you in this conversation. So thank you for taking time out of your day to join me in this sit down. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience today? Any final words, any final encouragements?
Honestly, I'm like encouraging the isolation. Like, now you had me really thinking. Like, it started off with a breakup, and then what happened later on, I moved out of my house. Mm-hmm. And I was really in isolation, like fully in isolation. And it was like, I think, and I didn't move out by choice. I was kicked out of my house. And it was like, I even said, like, I told the person who did that, I was like, that was the best gift you could have given me. Like, even if I have my own personal feeling for it, it's like, that was the best gift. So, yeah, isolation. Like, really lean into yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet. You lean into yourself. Lean into yourself. Don't lean into
It's a blessing.
Else.
It's scary at first, but it's a blessing.
Yeah, but also, like, it's moments of isolation. I talked about this in the last episode as well. Like, you can have you can have healing in the community.
You want to go crazy
or you can heal, in isolation. But there's times for both of those. Like, I've had times when I was by myself and I was traveling and I had to just lock in and to Kmaia. And then there's other times when I, being around family was nice. And
when you have no one else to lean on, it's like different.
You have no one, you just got to lean on yourself. And sometimes you have to sit with yourself to realize who you truly are and why you are the way you are and what are your tics and what are your triggers and things like that, to have better awareness and understanding of yourself. But
But yeah, it's once again just learning your isolation and learning yourself. Because that's once again learning yourself, like learning when you need to be alone and learning when you need people. Because we need each other. I don't like the whole myth of not needing. You don't need nobody. No.
We need people. We need people. Humans. We need connection in order to thrive at the end of the day.
We're not those. We're not the type of animal creatures that is that we can function solo. We were not meant to be solo.
No.
We were meant to function with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can only learn about ourselves within learning from each other. With interacting with each other, that's the way we can learn about ourselves.
Yeah. So isolation and learning yourself. Lean into yourself.
Lean into yourself.
I like that one. Lean into yourself.
Lean into yourself. Lean into yourself. Lean into yourself.
I love you.
I love you too.
This is nice.
This was nice. And thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
All right. Now that is the ending of episode 2. Thank you guys for watching so much. Please, if you like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe, and like the video. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of y'all day.